You know me, record in case it's brilliant. Oh, it's nighttime. No, it doesn't matter. I can change that. Peach Springs. Boom. Oh, there is an airport there. And the skywalk is straight north. Hello, everybody. Hello to the cities. If we go any farther west, we're going to hit Nevada. Old Guy Gamer here. We're going to take off in the Icon A5 again. I sometimes get annoyed by how slow this plane is, but it's got good visibility, so we're going to continue to use it when we don't have to cover much ground. We're going to be, well, I guess it's already given away where we're going because of the name of the airport, but we are at Grand Canyon West, which is a small airport. I've never been there before, but it looks like its primary purpose is to do scenic tours of the Grand Canyon. We are on the western edge of Arizona. If we go too much further west, we're going to be in Nevada. So let's get in the air and see what this looks like. I hit the button, I swear. Okay, there we go. There we go. All right, I'm on another page. Let's get set up here. Come on, guys. I'm trying my track IR and it is not working. What the heck? It's working on my screen. Why is it not working on... Oh, it's not working on the game. Alright, we're in Grand Canyon West, barely in Arizona. If we look to the west... Is that the west or is that... Nope, that's the sunrise. I didn't look at what time I set this for, but I just dragged it to the daylight hours. Let's go take off. We'll figure it out once we get in the air. So, testing out the track IR for the first time. That doesn't go well. I've never been to the Grand Canyon, so we'll see how well I can find my way around. This is really just to see what the area looks like. I hope you don't expect this to be a sightseeing tour because I've never been here in person, so I don't know things to point out. So let's see what we can find in the Grand Canyon. Oh, they are not joking. There it is. Let me get my map pulled up here. So we took off, headed south. This is kind of east. Like I said, I don't know the area that well, but we took off south. Now we're headed east. The sun's over there. We can use that as a landmark. Head too much farther west, we'll be in Arizona. We'll be in Nevada. So let's check out the Grand Canyon. You ever get that feeling you're just not the best suited person to give a tour of something or to give a talk about something, but you kind of feel like you have to, like you're forced into the deed? That's me today, talking about the Grand Canyon. We are flying over something that I thought would be cool to look at, but I really don't know anything about it. I can't say when it was created or how long ago it was formed, whatever. But here it is. Let's go up here, just to the north of the airport. There's a skywalk or something. That's what I'm going to take a look at. I've been having some problems with this plane lately, flying. I it doesn't want to stay level. I've been fighting it the last couple times I've played the game. I haven't posted a video because I just haven't had a video or a flight that's been good enough to post. I've had a couple of ideas of things I wanted to do, but none of them have really turned out that well. The plane's been kind of fighting me on the last couple trips, so I hope this one turns out. I kind of record everything and hope it all turns out alright, so I can post something good. Take a look at this skywalk, see what that is. And then we'll go diving through the canyon, the Grand Canyon. All right, little scenic overlook of the Grand Canyon that you can go visit in real life. Man, oh man, how would you like to see that natural beauty with the sunrise coming up behind it? That is really, really cool. I have flown over the Grand Canyon once. We flew to LA and I noticed it and pointed it out to my wife, who was sitting at the window. Who didn't notice it, I did. Sitting in the middle seat. I said, hey, look, Grand Canyon, look, 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 look. And then the pilot pointed it out. So there's the Colorado River below us. Okay. I don't know what to talk about other than this is absolutely fantastic looking. Okay, airspeed is kind of crazy. I did record one video where I was over speeding the plane and the screen went black. Which, if you're curious, the game will not allow you to crash. It just goes to a black screen. I was actually curious if someone would be able to recreate the silly landing on the Hudson. There are some videos of the recreation of that event on YouTube. You can go check that out. I'm definitely not skilled enough pilot to pull that off, but some people were able to do it and post it online, and it didn't represent as a crash. The screen didn't go black. The visuals are actually of the plane landing on the water. It's pretty cool. Go check that out. But I was recording a couple of days ago and overstressed this same plane, and the screen went black. I guess that is the black screen of death. I wonder if there's restrictions for flying inside the Grand Canyon. Are you allowed to? Well, I mean, they do tours, right? So they've got to be allowed. How cool is that? Flying inside the Grand Canyon. If I haven't lost my bearings yet, we're headed generally south. Still got 10 degrees of flap set. That should help us stay in the air going this slow speed. If I've got my physics correct flying this plane. Let's climb a little bit over this ridge. I wonder how much you have to worry about wind shear flying through the canyons. That's got to be a real concern, right? As fascinated as I am with this game, I kind kind of feel like I'm not really qualified to play the game just because there's so many people out there that play this game well. Actual pilots who can talk about the planes and talk about the different things you can do, and I'm just sitting here wondering if I'm even keeping this thing in the air well enough, let alone not being able to talk about the scenery that we're actually looking at. It's just really cool. Put ourselves into a not that steep of a bank, Tom. And I am not even at a quarter, 25% throttle. We are below the shadow line. This is one of those things I just need to go see in real life. It's on my bucket list. I hope I'm not looking at the edge of the bucket before I see the edge of the Grand Canyon. I'd like to get up close and personal with this. See it in real life. Maybe then I'll be able to give you some stats and figures and statistics about how long ago this was formed and how many square miles it covers. Leave a comment if you've ever been inside the Grand Canyon. I know they do like rafting tours and hiking, and I don't know, I'm assuming they got some horse ride tours or donkey tours or something, right? Do you feel safe when you go to the Grand Canyon? Like, are there wild animals there that you got to worry about? For some reason, I'm always worried about wild animals when I'm thinking about going places. Things that could hurt me. I just don't want to be the idiot tourist who didn't even consider it, went out on a hike and got eaten by a bear. Bit by a rattlesnake or some crazy such thing. I am amazed by how slow this plane can fly. Holy cow. Someone tell me 60, that is knots, okay. I was going to ask, is it kilometers per hour or is it knots, because some of these planes say K something. And I didn't know if it stood for kilometers or knots. Let's get back above the rim. Should we fly into the sun? Yeah, it looks like the river turns east here. Let's put a gentle bank in here, and then we will continue our climb. We are really climbing. Holy cow. So the physics I understand, or the way I understand them, are when you're climbing, you're losing speed in a plane. So I increased the throttle, which should make the prop spin faster, right? Which makes me go faster, which makes me climb, but the climbing makes you lose speed, so I don't really understand the whole physics of it, but that's the way I'm taking things. If I'm wrong, feel free to correct me, because I'd like to learn. Let's get above the rim, and we will, I don't know, just take a look at it again from above. Actually, I guess this kind of trip would be cool in a stunt plane. Something that's faster and more agile and can, you know, fly upside down and all those crazy things. kind of really like the small town videos that I did in this game. Just flying around little towns that I know. Unfortunately, I don't know a whole lot more little towns as well as I know those first two that I did. So as much as I'd like to do more of those videos, where I fly around small towns and point out things that the locals would know about, I don't know towns well enough to do that. I don't want to be pointing out the big box stores and stuff. I want to know the little local stories, like the towns that I know well. I guess if you had one of the bush planes, you could probably go down close to the river and look for a place to land, maybe. Are there any flat spots down by the river big enough to land a plane on? Sure doesn't look like it. Wow, this thing is massive. Could you imagine being a guy that was a guy? Could you imagine being a person exploring the Old West and coming across this monstrosity and saying, okay, how do you get across? As far as the eye can see. Huge cliffs. If I was traveling west in the pioneer days and I ran into this, I'd be like, okay, this is where my town's gonna be. I found my place to live. I mean, it's cool. I said it was cool with the sunset. Imagine, or with the sunrise, imagine what it would be like with the sunset. Living on the East Rim, looking west. How many observation towers are there, I wonder? Like, established points that are like touristy overlook areas. Is it possible to own private property on the edge of the Grand Canyon? So you can build your house on the rim? Just gonna let go of the yoke for a second and see what happens. It does want to kind of drift right. I'll leave my screen here for a second. See if I can figure out a way to... I gotta start messing with these cameras. Go to the drone or the tail camera, something like that. Cockpit external mode. And where is that? There it is. Seriously? Ugh. I'm such an idiot sometimes, I swear. I've got a window open on my other screen controls. And it says to press end to go to the other camera. So I press end, and what does it do? It goes to the end of that web page. Because I didn't click back onto the game before I pressed the button. There are so many controls. Is there anybody out there that can memorize all these controls? This is crazy. The web page that has all the controls is humongous. Cockpit external view mode. Let's go back to my screen. Then hit end. There we go. That's what we should have done in the first place. Oh man, that is a cool looking plane. It flies so slow. I always feel like it's about to fall out of the sky. Maybe this should be my mode of doing these videos from here on out. I mean, I don't really care about the realism of these videos as far as the piloting goes, but I want it to be more about the visual. I don't know. I don't really like these third-person above and behind type camera angles. I mean, I do have all the gauges that I need. Look at that. Just as far as the eye can see. I wonder what's over there. I see a little flash of light over there. I'll go check it out. How long is that going to take me? Oh my goodness. But hey, we'll have a great view on the way. Check out the lens flare. This is not a real camera. That's just someone had to program in lens flare on a computer game to make it look like there's actually a camera above and behind you staring into the sun, creating those little bubbles of color. That's how immersive this game is. I guess I could turn that off and kind of crank the other graphics up, but it's those little details that make the game just look awesome. Now when I started this video I was thinking, oh, I'll just fly around in a circle, I'll look at this observation point. Now here I am in the slowest plane that I've ever flown in this game. It might be the slowest plane in the game. And I want to get way over there. It's going to take me forever. I mean, I'm only cruising at 65, not even, 61, slowing. Actually, it says there's a little triangle. If you look at the engine RPM gauge, which is in the lower left corner, but it's the smaller of the two. There's one labeled airspeed and there's one labeled engine. Right here. The little triangle right here. Does that mean that's the preferred engine speed? About 4,200 RPMs. Alright, let's see if I can find that flash on the distance again. It might have just been water. And my fuel, of course, I started with a half a tank. How could the light be reflecting off the water if the sun is over there and the water is over there? Just wondering what I saw. Is there anything out here? Because there's a straight cut in the landscape right there. Is that a road? What is that? Well, I am headed for this PGS. People are going to think I'm doing this on purpose if it's something cool. Oh, there is an airport out there, right? Is that an airport? Is that lights? Can't be lights in the daytime, right? Whatever it is I'm looking at should be to the right a little bit. Just off the nose to the right. Let me point right at it. I wish there was a way of measuring this distance. Now it shows an airport or something out there also. To the right. I don't see that one either. I wonder if it would be easier to land. If you saw my last video, yeah, the one where I landed outside of Baton Rouge, that landing was, I thought it was funny that I called it garbage after I landed, and then I ended up writing that it was garbage in the title or in the description of the video, and then just made fun of myself so much it wasn't even funny anymore. It was kind of sad. I wonder if it would be easier to land this plane from an external view. I just haven't gotten the hang of feathering that elevator right as you're about to land to kind of bring the nose up just a tad and land it smoothly. I haven't gotten the hang of that yet. Just take a look at this map again. It's still showing way out there. Is PGS. I'm up to 9,000 feet. Well, the little triangle on the engine gauge moved. I got the new Logitech flight yoke. I'm trying to figure out how to use these. Oh. I don't know what that one was. This is throttle. Oh, that triangle is throttle. I'm moving the throttle down and up, down and up. So that little triangle is throttle position. I guess a percentage of total. Far right one, I don't know what that does. For some reason, the right throttle stick, I don't know, it's not a throttle. I've just been using the far left one for the throttle on the engine. I don't know what the right one does. I don't know what that is. It's like it completely cuts out, or it doesn't seem to sound any different between 1% and 100%, but once you hit 0, it stops. That must be, oh, you know what, I bet it's throttle mixture. I bet that far right one is throttle mixture. Is that what it's called? Fuel mixture? I've never messed with that. It's always been set on auto in this game for me, so I don't know what it does or what it's used for. And then I gotta figure out what the middle one does. The middle one is at 0 right now, so throttle is 50%. Fuel mixture is at 25%. Someone tell me if that's right or wrong. And the blue one in the middle had something to do with the prop angle, but I'm moving it back and forth and it does nothing. So I'll leave that halfway up at 50 just to leave it there. Where is this? So it must be pointing me down to that little building, whatever that is. What is PGS? Let's turn this throttle down and see what that is. We are really picking up speed. Alright, locals, what is this? I'm assuming that those little straight lines are dirt roads. No one's going to be out here living middle of a high spot. It is the middle of Grand Canyon, right? So what is that little building? Is that a house? Let's go back in the cockpit. Let's pull up that VFR map. And let's zoom out a little bit. Is it? So I'm too close. Too close to it. I need to get a little farther away, and then I can bank and take a look at it. The altimeter, man, I am way high. There it is. What is that little thing? And of course I'm going to go all the way down there and it's not going to be able to represent what it actually is because, you know, this game kind of guesses as to what it's seeing off of big maps. What is PGS? That is the question. So I'm going to point down. I'll gain some speed, and then I'll bring the nose up to slow it down. And then I'll point the nose down again, trying to lose altitude as quickly as I can without ripping the wings off the plane. Funny if that was just a house. Alright, we're at 100 knots. Let's level off and slow it down again. Let's I don't want to fly all the way back to the airport. Let's see if we can land on that little dirt road. There is a car down there on that road. You see it? Right there. A truck. Maybe. Let's see if we can get this thing on the ground. Now, the altitude, I'm assuming, is above sea level because that's showing 6,000 feet, and there is no way we're 6,000 feet above the ground, but we might be at 6,000 feet elevation. Let's get that landing gear down just to help us out a little bit. Are we far enough away to get down before we get back? Maybe not. There's a little something else right here. Is that another driveway? I call everything a house because I don't know what it is out here. Yeah, don't cut off the fuel, dude. So that is just nothing. Was a car. Alright, so we're on the ground. That wasn't... Well, I'll put it this way. It wasn't a great landing, but I've done way worse. Well, I guess that's the good thing about this game. You get interested in something, you just go land on the ground. Even if we're not in a bush plane, we're in an Icon A5. And I wanted to see what that little building was, so let's go find out. Come on. Hey, car. Yeah, I've learned that once I stop in this game, it's hard to get it going again without going full power. I don't know if I'm doing something wrong or not. Oh, please tell me the person who lives in this house is going to see my video. Wouldn't that be funny? Now I got to go look up what PGS is. If I can figure it out, so that when I edit this video, I can actually do something with the information. Icon A5 probably not made for a dirt road landing, but we had to come see what this building was. What the heck, you've been with me for 40 minutes or more. Let's drive around this sucker. I'm pretty sure you will not see any other video gamers driving around this building out in the middle of nowhere. I just cut off the throttle. I should probably turn off everything. All right. Well, that's the Grand Canyon. And now my job is going to be to go find out what this little thing is. Hey, this is what I do. It's weird. I admit it. I don't think we saw a single identifiable feature, but a lot of cool stuff to look at. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If not, I don't know. They're not all going to be winners. Come back next time. We'll see what we can do. And maybe there will be a description of what this building is. So, see you back here next time. Hey everybody, Old Guy Gamer here. This is the southwestern part of the United States. I was just editing a video of me flying around the Grand Canyon. And I wanted to zoom in and show you this thing that I landed by. So there's Las Vegas to the west. Little town of Peach Springs. That's the closest town to the spot where I landed in the video. And then this obviously is the Grand Canyon. So let's zoom in here. I want to show you this thing. If I can find it again. It's right there. So in the game, it made it look like a building or a house or something like that. I'm curious what this thing is. If you know, let me know. I did learn that this whole area is part of the, forgive my pronunciation, but the Hualapai Indian Reservation. I hope I pronounced it, at least got that kind of close. This looks like a water tower, maybe. I can't really tell. This black triangle-ish shape is probably a shadow of something on top of the tower. It's obviously got a fence around it and some poles around the perimeter, power poles. I don't know what those would be. Those might be supports of some sort. If you know what this is, let me know. I'm going to do a little bit more digging, but for right now it's pretty tough because I don't see anything with a simple internet search of what this is. So if you know, please let me know. I have found during my digging some interesting things, so stay tuned. In my next video or two, we'll show some interesting things, and we'll talk about some cool stuff going on in this area of the world that I did not know about before until I started doing my internet searching. All of this took off from a little observation point up here. There's a little tower, Grand Canyon West. We ended up at this little spot just to see what that building was, and it's going to lead us into our next video, which takes us down to Peach Springs, Arizona, which is this little town right here. So stay tuned, and we'll see you back here next time. And if you know somebody that might be able to help me figure out what that thing is, let me know. Thanks for your help, guys. We'll see you in the next video. Bye.